Hello children, welcome back to Uma Talks, and today we are going to start with supplementary reader. So supplementary reader, that is the first chapter in supplementary reader, okay, that is the Summer of the Beautiful Horse, okay. So this will be the first chapter, and children, this chapter is really a very big one. So what we are going to do is the summary I'll explain in detail so that you won't have any difficulty in doing the chapter. Okay, so it will take little time. Now again, before we begin, share, like and subscribe takes quite a lot of time and effort, children. So putting all these efforts and time for you so that you always have it with you, and whenever you want it, you can just go click it and learn it. Okay, so let us begin with the Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. So I begin. The author is William Saroyan. Okay, so William has written this particular story, The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse. Actually, the story rotates and revolves around a white horse. So this revolves, there are two boys, okay, Armenian boys named Murad and Aram. So Murad and Aram are two Armenian boys. They are two poor boys, and they are members of Gargolian family. Okay, Gargolian family, and the hallmarks, actually the tribe to which they belong to, their tribe is well known for trust and honesty. Okay, they are very honest people, those who belong to this Gargolian family. Okay, and they are trustworthy and honest. And this story, actually, it is in a like nostalgic mood. It begins, and Aram is the narrator, and he was when a boy of 9, and his cousin Murad. So both of them brothers only, cousins. And this particular story is a very, very adventurous one. Okay, but they were little crazy. When you are actually boys, especially in their teens, okay, they do quite a lot of crazy things. So here also a crazy event which took place, okay, when he was 13. And the narrator over here, he remembers the day when Murad came to his house. So the story, Aram is the narrator. Aram is telling us the story, okay, and he says that, I remember very clearly the day when Murad came to my house, and it was 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, 4 o'clock in the morning. He woke him up by tapping on the window. Window पे आवाज करके जगाया. Okay, window of his room he tapped. And Aram, what happened? He jumped out of his bed and looked out of the window because Murad has come, his cousin. Okay, so as the knock was there on the window, he jumps out of his bed and looks out of the window. And he couldn't believe that his cousin Murad was there, and he was sitting on a beautiful white horse. Okay, and they were not so rich that they could afford a horse. And Murad asked him to be quick if he wanted to ride. So Murad told him, you want to have a ride? Come on, quickly come out and let us go for a ride on the horse. And the narrator, actually, he had a long wish. Okay, he also wanted to go for the ride. So, but the whole family was very poor, and they were all well known for trust and honesty. So that was there, and they did not have any horse. So the narrator knew that his cousin Murad definitely cannot buy this horse. He must not have bought this horse, and if he couldn't have bought it, he must have stolen it. So if you cannot buy, you must have stolen. That is why he could understand very well. Okay, but the narrator refused to believe that he had stolen it. Narrator who? Aram. So Aram knew that he cannot afford to buy it, so he must have stolen it. And but he himself doesn't want to believe that his brother, his cousin, can steal. Okay, because Gargolian family is well known for trust and honesty, so he cannot be a thief. Okay, so the narrator again, Aram, asked Murad whether he had stolen that horse, and Murad did not reply. Okay, he did not tell him whether he has stolen or not, and just asked him to leap out, come out of the window if he wanted to go for a ride. Okay, and Aram knew that Murad was crazy about horses. Okay, so stealing a horse for a ride. Then he said that okay, hardly matters. Just for a ride, if somebody steals a horse, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. वो तो चोरी करना दूसरा होता है. हॉर्स को थोड़ी देर लेके और एक राइड के लिए लेके जाना, उसको चोरी नहीं बोलते. ओके, एक्चुअली ही इज सेलिंग अ स्टोलन हॉर्स, ऑल दैट इज बैड. But going for a ride, okay, stealing money or stealing anything like that or selling the horse, that is bad. But for a ride, it is all right. उसने खुद को समझाया. Okay, he consoled himself saying that. Who? Aram. After that, Aram wore his clothes and came out of the house. He jumped down to the yard and from the window he leaped on the horse. Okay, jumped on the horse and he sat behind his cousin Murad. From their house in Walnut Avenue where the house was situated, okay, they went to Olive Avenue. So these are the trees which must be growing in certain places, okay, in less than 3 minutes. So the horse ran, okay, and took them away. Clock karke le gaya. The horse began to trot as the air was fresh and lovely to breathe. 4 o'clock in the morning, children, the air must be so fresh. And they went on the horse. So they went for a ride. So Murad was considered one of the craziest members of their family. So, and what he did, he was enjoying the ride. Murad started singing, or you can say he was not a very good singer. So his song is considered as Roaring by Aram. They reached the open country and let the horse run as long as it felt like running. So they went into an open space, okay, the countryside, and they allowed the horse to run as much as he could. And at last, Murad asked Aram that to get down as he wanted to ride alone. Then he said, Aram, you please get down. I want to ride all by myself, all alone. And Aram asked him if he would let him ride alone. Okay, so Aram also requested him that will you allow me to ride alone? So that is what he asked. And Murad said that if the horse agrees, then you can always ride. Okay, so the narrator got down, Aram got down, and his cousin Murad kicked with his heels. The shoes which you wear, no, with which you press on the horse and the horse starts running. So how you kick it. So that is what he kicked the horse, and the horse started running, shouting, and he shouted, Wazir, run! Okay, and the horse stood on its hind legs, पीछे वाले पैर, okay, and it started running forward with the fastest of the speed. Okay, and Murad raced the horse across a field. He went along on the horse, past dry grasses, irrigation ditch, okay, all these places, and after 5 minutes, he again returned back, and he was completely dripping wet, completely wet. The sun was rising. It was 4 o'clock when they had come, and now the sun was coming up, and the narrator leaped to the back of the horse. So now it was narrator's turn. So Aram, he jumped back on the horse, but the horse did not move. The horse was not ready to take him. So Murad told him that kick on the muscles of the horse, and finally, as he did it, he was told by Murad, okay, and the horse snorted with the nostrils, and it started running. The narrator did not know what to do. Okay, he did not know how to control the horse also, and instead of running across field to the ditches, the horse ran to the vineyard. Vineyard कहाँ? जहाँ grapes लगे हुए थे, उस तरफ जाने लग गया, instead of taking him where Murad had gone. And leaped over 7 vines before Aram fell. So it went on jumping on those grapevines till Aram fell down. Okay, and Murad came running down the road. He was more worried about the horse. Okay, why? Because he must have brought the horse from somewhere. We'll come to the story actually. And he was not bothered whether Aram had fallen. He did not ask, did you get any hurt? He was more bothered about the horse. So both of them searched the horse in different directions. Horse fell him down and went off somewhere. So they started looking for the horse. It took more about half an hour to find the horse and bring the horse back. So Murad again, what he did, he hid the horse in a deserted vineyard belonging to farmer Fetvezian. Fetvezian is another farmer, okay, and he has got his own vineyard. So Murad takes him, that is deserted, nobody lives there. So he takes the horse and he goes and keeps him over there. He hides him over there. Okay, and there were some oats and alfalfa, dry alfalfa in the barn on which the horse could feed upon. Okay, and there it hid him. He hid him. So it seemed to the narrator as if Murad had been taking early rides for some time. So Aram could conclude that Murad had since quite many days he was taking ride on the horse, and that is why now the horse recognizes him. Okay, and for him to fetch him, he came only this particular morning. So he inquired, how long ago did you steal the horse? So Murad asks Aram that since when did you steal the horse? How many days before you had stolen the horse? So it was not like a question. It just asks him, did you steal the horse? He does not. He asks him, how many days back you have stolen the horse? So the narrator rephrased it, how long did you begin riding every morning? Okay, so he says that don't ask me this, you just ask me that since how many days have you been riding every morning? Okay, and he replied, not until this morning. He was obviously not speaking the truth, and he says that today is the first morning on which I took a ride. And Murad very well could understand that, Aram very well could understand that Murad was not speaking truth. Okay, but he convinced Aram by saying so. Anyhow, whatever it is, okay, he convinced him. So Murad then told Aram that it was not easy to get the horse to behave so nicely. Okay, so he could understand that because the horse behaved with him so nicely, and that is why there was a doubt in Aram's mind. So at first he wanted to run wild, but since he had a way with the horse, he developed an understanding. So Murad tells him that because I understand horses, okay, I could understand his ways, and that is why we came to an understanding. Okay, and it understands me and it takes me according to my wishes. It follows my orders, you can say. And the narrator reached home. Who is the narrator again, children? Aram. So Aram reaches home and he's very happy, eats breakfast heartily, that is happily. Okay, and that afternoon his uncle Khosrow came to the house. Remember the characters. Uncle Khosrow comes to the house for coffee and cigarettes. And while he was sipping coffee, okay, and smoking in the parlor is the drawing room, another visitor comes over there. Okay, and the later was a farmer. The person who comes afterwards was a farmer named John Byro. So Byro comes, Byro is the visitor. Okay, and he was an Assyrian who out of loneliness had learned to speak Armenian. Okay, so he was Assyrian, but because he was all lonely over there and he could not, nobody knew his language, so he had started speaking Armenian language, and he was also served with coffee and tobacco. Okay, Khosrow, the uncle, he also got him served coffee and tobacco. So he was very sad. Byro was very sad. And why was he sad? He said that his white horse, which had been stolen last month, was still gone. So he was not able to find his white horse which was stolen a month ago. Now children, are you getting it? It was his horse. So Uncle Khosrow became irritated and snubbed him for crying over a horse. Uncle Khosrow, okay, became irritated. He said, don't cry over a horse. Okay, now again you are starting. So farmer Byro, John Byro, okay, he was a huge man and with a very simple, gentle heart. So he every day had to walk about 10 miles to reach there, and his left leg pained him. Means the horse was very, very helpful for him, and because the horse was lost, he had to walk all alone by himself, and the horse had cost him about $60, and his survey was no good without a horse. So he was a Surrey, and he went for a job, and it was very difficult without the horse. So as soon as the farmer went away, okay, Aram ran to his cousin Murad. So Aram actually heard the whole conversation, and as soon as Byro goes off, Aram runs to Murad's house, okay, and tells him everything, the whole story. And he asked Murad not to return it till he learned to ride. And he tells Murad, please don't return. Okay, Aram tells Murad that don't return till I learn to ride the horse. And he suggested keeping it for a year or at least 6 months. And he said, keep it for at least 1 year or 6 months. Murad thought he was inviting a Gargolian to steal. Okay, so Murad again, he's like as if he was again giving an invitation to another Gargolian to steal, because the clan was known for trust and honesty. Okay, so he decided to return the horse to its true owner. So finally, Murad says that he's ready to return the horse to the true owner, that is John Biro. So early every morning for 2 weeks, Murad and RM took the horse out of the barn of the deserted vineyard where they were hiding it and rode it. Okay, so they had decided they would return it back to the owner, but for 2 weeks again, every day they went on riding the horse. Okay, they used to hide him in the vineyard, deserted vineyard, and from there they used to take him out in the morning and they used to go for a ride. Every morning the horse would leap over grapevines and small trees and throw Aram and run away. So that was every day. It understood Murad, it used to give a good ride to Murad, and Aram it used to fall back. And still Aram wanted to learn to ride as Murad rode. Okay, and this is up till there, the last part. One morning what happened, this Fedvesian's deserted vineyard, they came across farmer John Biro. So on the way to Fedvesian's deserted vineyard, okay, they met this farmer John Biro, who Murad and Aram, and who was on his way to town. He was going to town and they met him. So Murad greeted him. The farmer steadied the horse eagerly and wished them good morning. So the farmer could understand. He steadied the horse, looked at the horse. You know, when you have your own something, you understand every bits and bits of it. So Biro goes to the horse and tries, must be recalling back, okay, and wishing these two boys good morning. So he asked the name of their horse, okay, inquired the name, and Murad replied that they called it My Heart. So Murad said that the horse's name was My Heart. John Biro called it a lovely name for a lovely horse. So he said, your horse is very lovely and the name also is lovely. He was certain that it was the horse which had been stolen from him many weeks ago. He was very, very confirmed, children. Biro was very confirmed that this was his horse which had been stolen about a month ago. And he asked if he might look into the horse's mouth. He said that, children, can I look into the mouth of the horse? So they couldn't say no. So on examining the teeth of the horse, the farmer was ready to swear that it was his own horse. But since the fame, the name and the fame of the family was very great, trust, they can never be thieves, okay, honesty. So the fame for the family for honesty was well known. He could not call it the stolen horse. So he could not say that you have stolen my horse, because he knew they belonged to a family of honest, well known for honesty and trustworthy. So still it was the twin of his horse. So he said, maybe my horse is twin, okay, twin horse. And early the next morning, the boys took the horse to John Biro's vineyard and put it in the barn. So they all understood. Next day, early morning, they took their horse and went it to John Biro's vineyard, okay, and put it over there. Murad put his arms around the horse and pressed his nose into the horse's nose, patted it, and then they went away. So he expressed his love. His nose, he pressed it against the nose of the horse, okay, patted him and bid him bye-bye. That afternoon, John Biro came to their house in his surrey and showed the narrator's mother the horse that had been stolen and returned. Okay, so Aram's mother, John Biro, comes to their house the next afternoon, that afternoon only. Okay, morning the horse returned, and afternoon he comes to their house and he shows the horse to Aram's mother. And he was surprised to find the horse stronger than ever and better tempered too. And he said that my horse was stolen, but it has been, you can say, tamed in a much better way. It has become more disciplined and it has become more tougher also, healthier, stronger also. He thanked God, okay, that his horse has been returned. And Uncle Khosrov, who was in the parlor again, becomes irritated and shouts at him to be quiet. He observed that his horse had been returned and repeated his pet phrase, pay no attention to it. So Uncle Khosrow completely every time he has one phrase to say, pay no attention to it. And he again speaks out that phrase, pay no attention to it. Okay children, so it was a very big story but a very interesting one. Hope with the summary only you would have understood. Go through the chapter after they are doing this and you must have understood. Okay, so again I expect a big thumbs up. Okay, share it with maximum people. I hope that you are going to do that. Okay, and do subscribe if you have not subscribed. Okay, now I'm sending you the links to your classes, but then when you require it, I won't know. So only if you subscribe it, you will get the channel. Thank you for